da do ba do do da do do da do do da do da do da. Okay, as opposed to what I just sang, here's what you just played. Ba 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 ba. Listen again. Listen where I put the accent. Da do ba da do do da da. Good, thank you. Okay. Hey guys. My name is Dr. Mark Spieth. I'm the Director of Bands here at Clemson University, Director of Tiger Band. Welcome to Clemson. Glad you're here today. So what we're doing today is, probably you just heard, we were sight reading some music for our November 12th show. That's going to be our Military Appreciation Day. We do 3 main halftime shows this season. We just finished off our second halftime show this past Saturday. We're going to play it for you at the end of rehearsal. Right now we're learning our third halftime show, which is a jazz show, that old Black Magic. Sight read the middle tune, Corner Pocket, which is the Count Basie tune. The closer of that show is La La Land, so if you've seen that movie, that's the music we were just playing. So we're just kind of getting the music ready. After the water break here, we're going to go and learn the rest of the drill for the opener of the jazz show. We've learned 7 sets already, and we're going to learn 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 more sets.
How many sets are there total in your show?
The jazz show is going to have, I think, 22 sets.
We have like 35 in ours.
Yeah. But of course, we're doing each one of our halftime shows has about 20 to 25 sets in it. So over the course of the season, we'll do about 100 sets. So our first show of the season was Top Gun Maverick. It's on YouTube. Go look it up on YouTube. It was really fun. The crowd loved it. We're going to put our Funkadelic show up pretty soon, but you'll get to see that soon. How many seniors do we have? Seniors? Okay, towards the end of rehearsal, I'm going to call for you guys. You can go up in the top basket there and watch. The other part that I wanted to talk to you about is, college band is a lot different than high school band. We don't compete with the other bands. We're just really here to support our team, to fire up the crowd. As soon as we start our pregame show, the crowd starts going crazy. 80,000 people yelling and screaming. And then for our halftime shows, we're really just doing those to entertain our crowd, our football crowd. And we do a lot of the same things that you do. Our drill is designed in such a way that it would look very familiar to you if you could see it from up high. That's really what we're all about, and it's a lot of fun too. We're kind of laid back, we don't yell and scream at the band or anything like that. Not that your director would, but enjoy the rest of the rehearsal. I'll invite the seniors up, and then we'll talk again after the rehearsal's over. Okay, face front. Let's do that again, please. Okay. Follow the leader, 24.
Oh, goodness.
very funk tunes. One by Lizzo, About That Time, and one by Harry Styles, Music for a Sushi Restaurant. All right, let's hear it for Tiger Band. And now, in a salute to JL Mann High School and Tiger fans everywhere, it's the song that shakes the Southland, Tiger Rack. Thank you, Tiger Band. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm not making fun, but I like
All right, guys. This is Mr. Timothy Hurlbert. He's the assistant director of Tiger Band, assistant director of bands. He writes all the drill for Tiger Band, some of the music, and he's really great. But he has to run, so I'm going to let him start you off.
So first of all, thanks for coming. It's great to have you guys here today. Thanks for playing for us too. That's great.
Thank you for having us.
So, like Dr. Speed said, I do a lot of the visual stuff that you see with Tiger Band. So that's sort of what I was looking at today. I want to give you a couple of tips, sort of look towards the end of your season, you're getting ready to finish up, right? The couple things that stuck out to me are actually when you weren't moving on the field. You have this gigantic football field, and the people who are watching you are pretty far away. So you got to make sure that if you're going to do any, especially these big reaching things or any of these big, at the opening of the show, I see that like the guard members are running through and they have these really big, beautiful moments, right? The wind players have something similar going on, but I see these guard people running through there having these big, beautiful performing moments, and then I see people in the band just going like this, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really translate. So think about when you're doing the visual stuff and you're not moving, sending all of that energy all the way to where it needs to go. Does that make sense? The other thing is that when you're not playing and you're moving, a lot of you sort of forget that you're still performing. So if you're, if like the woodwind feature and the brass are moving behind them, right? Brass players, I see some people, you know, you got your horn over here and you're sort of looking down at the ground because everybody's sort of focused on the woodwinds, but there are people focused on you too. So don't forget that. Always, you know, most of the time when you're playing, all of you guys look great. And you know, you're nice and tall and all that attention stuff you guys have worked on, I can tell. But when you're not playing, sometimes you forget. So you got to stay in the moment all the time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I want to encourage you to look at the bigger picture. So you may have heard me say to Tiger Band earlier, maybe you didn't, but I told them when they dress the forms, they need to look further away. And that's really important, especially when you're further away from people. So if you're standing really close to somebody, it's really easy for me to dress to Dr. Speed to figure out my alignment. We call that dress here. If I can just look at him because I'm really close to him, right? I can see him, I can see if I'm not next to him now. It's really easy. But if Dr. Speed and I are next to each other, we're in this far apart, it's hard for me to tell. But you know what I can do is if I knew that I was in alignment with Terry, who you're going to hear from in a minute, and Dr. Speed, and I was back here, if I look further, now I can tell I'm not with them. Do you see what I'm talking about? So if the space between people is bigger, and you guys spend a lot of time at 3 and 4 step intervals, right? You have to dress further away to get the big picture moments. Does that make sense? Yes. If you guys can clean up those 3 things before your last 2 competitions, you're gonna skyrocket. Okay? So thank you again. I really enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys again soon. I gotta teach a class. I'm sorry I can't hang out a little bit longer. I gotta teach a class. They're all waiting for me right now.
So yeah, run.
Thank you very much. I'm not running, but I'm gonna move really fast.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
So all of our comments from all of our staff come under the big heading of you guys are doing great. It's a great show. I love the music. You're playing lights out. The playing is great. Front ensemble, battery, winds.
Thank you.
Yeah, guard. It's all a really nice, cohesive, well put together show. Well rehearsed, well taught. You guys, your fundamentals are absolutely great. I really love the brass playing. Really love the brass playing. Every single person in this band would make Tiger Band if you auditioned right now.
Woo! Yeah!
Let's go. I'm going to join Tiger Band in 8th grade.
You heard us playing today, right?
Yes.
Sounded really awesome, right?
And very, very loud.
You guys are the same. You just have less people. I mean, you are really killing it, okay? It's all really, really good. So, couple things. A lot of times your horn down position within sections is not quite matched up. And I'm getting really nitpicky here, right? So we're playing along, and we have a horn down. Some of you are holding your horn like this, some of you are holding your horn like this, some like this. So if we can define those moments a lot cleaner, right? That'll have a big visual pickup right there. Come on over here. So we just put our, face this way. We just put our horns down. How do you normally have your horn down position? Yeah. So if he has it like that and I have it like that, look at that. You see how big of a difference that makes? Right? So if you just clean up those few moments there, I think that'll really pick up the last little bits of the visual program. In terms of your forms and everything, you're doing a really good job of dressing. A couple of people missing today, I'm guessing. Yeah, I saw some holes there. There was one form that was particularly not good. It was the only one I saw that was like, oh, they should probably check that one. It was towards the end of the opener, I think. But check the video. Right, so it was over in that area, right behind the rock there. Really, that was like the only one I saw that was just. Everything else is just really good. Do you guys, when you're coming into a form and you're going to have a hold, you know, no mark time or no moving to a next set, do you do a toe heel close with your right foot?
Yeah.
Okay. We do the same thing. Some of you forget and you put your heel down as you come into the hold, and we can see that. So just remember, every time I'm coming into a hold, toe heel close. Is that the way you do it?
We say place close, but yeah.
Place close. Yeah. We do toe heel. Same thing. And the other thing, if Jeff Norman were here, he's another one of our staff members who is a former high school band director at Greer. He would talk about energy in your feet, which basically means, you know, if the pulse is going like this and you're marching like this, you don't have energy in your feet, right? But if the pulse is here, now you can see energy in my feet. So we want the feet to be on top of the beat. Right, not behind, not reactive, but initiative. So we want you to initiate the movement. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Good. This is Terry Kent, who is a former middle school band director at
Hillcrest Middle School.
Hillcrest. Recently retired, and he's been our color guard instructor for many years.
The first thing is, I don't know how much time you want us to put into this, but they get into character a lot except for the very beginning of the show. So maybe do some kind of little character pose just to give the idea of the show to begin with. Instead of, you know, it's real cool and they look great, but just something to give the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Color guard, my biggest complaint, worry about y'all is the lack of performance. I saw everybody's top of your head. So what you want to do, anytime you have that thing in your hand, whatever it is, and you're walking across the middle or whatever, you got to be looking up there. Okay, who's the person on the 50 that has the sword at the very beginning? Girl, you're fabulous, but I don't see your face. I got to see your face.
Okay, I'll move over so they can see
Not
it.
right now. I don't have to see it. But do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So also be aware of your shoulders, because a lot of your choreography is together, but it doesn't look together because you're facing different directions slightly. So if I'm facing this way doing something and everybody else is this way, it looks a little off. But the biggest thing is the performance.
Have we heard that before, ladies?
I
And so,
It's ringing a bell.
I used to work at Disney World as a musician, and they would always talk to us about selling our choreography, So the difference between this, right, and this is huge, right? So you've got to really, whatever movement you're doing, this, you know, applies to guard obviously. You have to sell it, make it big, make it so it translates to hundreds of feet away, not just to the sideline. It's got to be big.
The whole story is getting the sword out of the stone, and 4 or 5 of you tried to get the sword out, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. The last person that tried was fantastic.
Sarah!
So all of you have to give that much energy and that all the way through your show, not just that, but that's like the big story, right? So you got to give a lot of performance.
Right. Don't
Half do it.
Exactly. I was thinking of something else. Yeah. So don't half do it. You got to really go for it, right? And don't be, you know, this is a great show. It's very interesting. Lots to look at. Sounds great. So you know, if you sell the visual component, you know, to the next level, you guys are going to just absolutely kill it. There was a little bit of a phasing. This might have been just today, you know, just this performance, but there was a little bit of phasing in the opener Where's my guy on the tambourine or the hand drum thing?
Oh, so that would be me and him.
Yeah. Do you remember a little bit of the phase issues?
Yeah.
I think, so my comment really for all of you, and we talk a lot about, did you notice how big our band is? Did you ever hear us phase today? You know what I mean by phasing?
Yes.
Nope.
Where the drum line and the winds aren't together, the winds aren't together with each other. I drill into them. I mean, that's my thing. I'm actually a drummer, so they have to play in time. So whatever they're doing, they have to listen to each other and they have to play in time. And the way we deal with phasing is you listen from back to front. So if you're in the front ensemble, and you've probably heard this before as well, but you're going to be playing with the battery. If they're backfield, you're playing with the sound as it reaches you. You're not looking at the drum major. Sorry to say. Who's our drum major? So
That day.
I literally tell the people at the front, don't watch the drum major, because it's going to phase if you do. If they play with you up here and the battery's back there, it's not going to be together. So front ensemble, your ears are always back to the battery. Now, if they're not playing, you're in charge, and then you guys have a much more comfortable situation if the battery's not playing. But once the battery comes in, you've got to train your ears to play with that battery. So wind players, same thing. And you're mostly doing this, right? So if you're up here, and let's say the battery's back at the hash, I don't think you have too many moments like that. But the way this works is their sound comes forward, right? And it's actually measurable. You know, it's about 1/4 of a second between the hash and the front sideline. You can hear it. You can hear the difference. So you listen to the sound as it comes forward, and then as it reaches here, that's the sound you play with, right? And that's how you avoid any sort of phasing issues. And that's why, again, I drill this into our band. They have to listen back, listen to the drums. The closer you are to the drum major, the less you watch. The farther back you are, the more you watch. And the tubas and the drums, for us, you know, if you notice, the drum majors are a little ahead of the front of the ensemble. They're trying to match up with what's happening in the backfield. Good. Any questions? Your air, great. Woodwinds. Where are my woodwinds?
Yeah.
We had a few intonation issues here and there.
Good.
Great question. Thank you for reminding me. So woodwinds, you guys have a couple of good solo spots. What are you listening to when you're playing at that moment? What's that?
The person who has my same part.
Okay. What else?
Front.
Behind you? Okay. So here's a suggestion, especially to the woodwinds when you have those exposed parts. You have a pitch reference built right in that's unchanging. It's the front ensemble. They can't change their pitch. So if you listen to the keyboard instruments, I think that'll give you a better pitch center for those moments when you're really exposed. Because if you listen, you've got all your notes pretty much right there for you. So if you lock in with the marimbas and the vibraphone and the electric keyboard, you might have a better shot at some of that intonation. It's not terrible by any stretch, but when it does get off, I think if you listen up front, that might help. Hey, really enjoyed the show. I thought it was just great. I really liked it. Great show. Why don't we go ahead and tear down our stuff and start moving back up, and then we're going to start the next part of our evening.
Thank you.
Front ensemble sounded really awesome. Battery, that sounded really locked in. I would say the only thing is like the eternal struggle of bass spacing. Are you supposed to be evenly spaced in opening set?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not an opening set.
Not an opening set? Okay. Good.
Other sets, yeah.
Okay, not opening. Okay, good. Because opening set didn't look even.
That's what the first judge said to us.
Yeah. You might want to talk to Jacoby about that because you never want the judges wondering if it's what it's supposed to be.
If it's more exaggerated, it's fine.
Okay.
But
It was harder to tell from ground level, so I'm sure from up high it was a lot clearer, and Shady will know what's going on with that.
Miss Pete. And also the new fire conductor.
It's video.
Oh God!
Down the symbols never.
This is illegal. This is illegal. This is illegal. I don't consider we are besties.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was actually at the Clemson game. Oh yeah, here, Mr. Smith, guys.
Oh my gosh. What's up? When? Yeah. Where did y'all take a walk at?
We practice from 4 to 6 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. That's it. Yeah. One of the big things about our band is that we don't do competitions. We're strictly here for entertainment only. So it's kind of cool because we can do different things that you don't have to worry about being judged for. It's more just the entertainment purpose.
Would you guys say that you focus more on like marching during practice, or is it
Or what?
like playing and marching?
So the way our practices usually work is we get here and we have like a 10-minute sectional that's for you to warm up and work on any music that's new or that your section needs to work on. And it's up to your section leaders, they lead it, the band director or something or anything. And then y'all are at the Tiger Band practice field. That field is just for us. Nobody else can use it for anything. It's ours. So that's cool. Because I know in high school we shared the football field with the football team.
We're using the parking lot.
Y'all have the parking lot? Well, at least it's your space because I Oh, sorry. Today you guys will be taking the Tiger Band Game Day Tour. You will get to go on the exact path and route that Tiger Band takes on game days. So, on game days, depending on when the game starts, we have a call time that we come, and that is when we have our hour of practice. It is not brutal at all. It is just to remind you of things. My favorite part of practice is the trumpets versus trombones battle. It is the coolest thing. They create skits. It's hilarious. And then the crowd, whoever cheers the loudest from each section, that section wins. It's pretty fun. We switch it up. We're going to keep moving, but it's important that you stay together while we're walking. We are on a campus.
You're gonna get brain eating amoebas. Probably baby driver. Do you think it was?
When they said it's minion time,
Okay, can't do that. No, watch more of this whole thing.
So down there, that's our amphitheater. That is the next stop on Tiger Game Day. That is where we have our 90 minutes before kickoff concert. So you see all of this space all the way up to the top. That is filled with fans that come here to support you, not the football team. They're here to support Tiger Band because they love Tiger Band and they love the hype that we give off. After the amphitheater concert, you have a good 10 minutes to talk to your family. You have a good 10 minutes if your family comes to watch you. You get to see them, take pictures with them. It's a nice time for you to just get to see your family. Obviously, game days are pretty chaotic. After that, we come up here and we line up along this long road right here in our parade block. Have you guys done parades before? No.
Yes, actually, yes. First parade downtown.
Do you guys do like horn moves while you're marching, or what do y'all do?
Yes.
Well, we have a lot of different horn moves, that's for sure. The hill we're going down is called Fort Hill Road. It leads straight down to the stadium. It is a steep downhill, so be careful when we're walking down that. These are not as bad. These are called the shoe. Because it's like a little shoe.
Look how
many cool people there are here.
He's crying.
There are.
I mean, I guess it's a fuel with just the valve. Maybe
We are not running down the hill.
I would went to station.
Yep. Stop at the hump.
Do not go past that flat surface.
Moving all the way down to the home. Chaperones are welcome to stand at the top of the hill.
Okay, so we want to welcome y'all to Death Valley. I know we didn't really get to take the traditional route. Did y'all do the amphitheater?
We went beside the amphitheater and I kind of set it at the beginning.
So, just a little bit more about the amphitheater. I don't care anything. Oh.
Great tour. The band is such a big part of the whole pageantry of game day. Our band is second to none. I hope that you'll take advantage of the opportunity. You will love Clemson and you will love your experience as a member of the Tiger Band and the relationships, the opportunities to develop friendships, networking, just the memories and experiences that you're going to have as a member of the Tiger Band will be with you for the rest of your life. And oh, by the way, we're going to win. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So I hope you'll be a part of it. Look forward to having all of you on our team because we're all one team, all with one dream. And that's just to be the very best that we can be day in and day out. So go Tigers. And I hope I get a chance to meet you at some point.
Yeah, Dabo.
I'm so sorry. I'm actually so sorry.
Okay, whatever you say. If you say you're staying.